God awful is about the only way you can really put it. As Iowa loses at Illinois 9-6. Iowa with 226 yards of total offense. If I would have told you, Ross Peterson, that Iowa would own the turnover battle +3, what would you have said? Now, we've done this a couple times this year, but you would say
okay, at the beginning of the game, I would have said, hey, that means Hawkeyes are going to have at least a touchdown. And I think that means you're going to win that football game if you win that turnover battle 3-0.
Yeah. Well, Iowa just not very disciplined tonight. 8 penalties, 67 yards. Only ended up 52 yards rushing compared to 200 on the ground for Illinois. That was a huge difference. The ability just to be able to run the football and control everything.
Travis, this is the worst offensive line I've seen in a Hawkeye uniform, maybe in my lifetime.
Ross, this is the worst offense I've seen in college football in a long time.
I was just going to say, it doesn't stop with the offensive line.
Yeah.
It's play calling. It's quarterback play. It's execution. It's discipline. Travis, I mean, I said at the beginning of the night, man, we're going to see a 10-9 football game. We're going to see a boring. I said my biggest fear is that we're going to sit here all night and watch this football game, and then we're going to go on the air tonight and talk about another boring-ass football game. Apathy isn't even the right word. I had a friend text me that. One of my friends that went to Iowa, was a season ticket holder with me for years, was a season ticket holder for 20 years. He said, I just Googled it to make sure it's the right word. Apathy. I just don't care anymore about this team. Travis, it's so boring that it is driving people away. I'm not going to be fun tonight for Hawkeye fans to listen to, because all I'm going to talk about is how unfun this is. We're wasting our Saturdays, man. We're wasting our Saturdays cheering for a team that is uninspiring.
And a coaching staff that doesn't seem to care at all.
They don't care. Like, I know they want to win.
Absolutely.
They are not willing to look in the mirror and say, the decisions I've made have been the wrong decisions, and I need to make changes now. If Brian Ferentz is back as the assistant or the offensive coordinator of this team next year, dude, I don't know. I mean, I hate to say I won't be a Hawkeye fan anymore because I didn't choose this, as we've talked about. This is unbelievable, man. And I want to hear what I'm not listening to the post game. Obviously, I want to hear what Coach Ferentz has to say at the end of this. Because I have a feeling it's going to be the same old. You know, hats off to Coach Bielema. They came out ready to play. But you know, our defense played great. And this loss, this is not on our quarterback. I know a lot of people are going to say this on our quarterback. We took steps forward today. That's what we're going to hear. That's what we heard that this week.
Well,
they've gotten better. Travis, they're really good in practice.
You remember that? I brought it up on the Morning Rush when Chad Leistikow. It wasn't Chad Leistikow who said it. He put a quote out. I forget who it was. Man, we've been practicing really good. We got to stop this. We got to stop talking about practice because it's not translating. It's just not. Ladies and gentlemen, if you paid money to see this team at all this year, you've been ripped off. They've stolen from you.
Yep.
It's the best way. You have been ripped off. You should call Gary Barta's office next week and demand your money back.
Yeah, I would. I actually agree with you. You've been ripped off.
You've been lied to.
You've been ripped off. You've not been entertained.
And this is for the entertainment dollar. It really is.
Are you entertained, Travis? Are you having fun on Saturdays?
Yeah, because I'm going to hang with you.
Well, I mean, Soundoff is fun. And I can't wait for the show to start because it's going to be fire. And we know that. Sitting here and watching this and cheering for something that seems nearly impossible now, which is for an offense to find its freaking way. For Brian Ferentz to get his poop in a group. On a 3rd and 7, we threw 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage to a tight end. That's not a one-time deal, as every Hawkeye fan knows. This has been years of this stuff, man. It's so bad. I'm seeing it, man.
Look at
You
that.
Hawkeye fans that are writing in, I feel it, man. I feel your same. I don't even know what the right word is for it. It's not fire or pain. I'm just frustrated. I'm getting mad watching it, man.
Because it's bad. It's just horrible.
Ryan, here's the deal,
football.
buddy. Next week, there's no game. Ryan just said, hey, I'm going to miss my first game next week. I'm not even going to watch. They actually have a bye week next week, Ryan, to lead into Ohio State. Next time we all get together to talk about a football game, it's going to be Ohio State at Ohio State. So enjoy next weekend.
Scott, most disgusted he's ever been as an Iowa fan. TJ, I don't mind losing, but at least entertain me.
Thank
Exactly.
you, TJ. Amen, man. Amen. Do something. Try something. We get it that the quarterback might not be the problem, but he's not the answer. You're trying everything at offensive line. You're trying everything at all these other positions. Defense, I mean, that defense and special teams has to be looking around the locker room going, you got to be kidding me, man. Another game that we come out and we absolutely ball out and we get another L hung on us because the offense can't move the ball. Because the head coach's son is entrenched in the offensive as the offensive coordinator, and nobody even knows. Like, it's comical to think about how he will get fired. His supervisor won't fire him. He won't do it. We all know it. I don't even know, Travis. Like, when I said at the beginning of the show tonight was, hey, man, it feels like hope is gone. Hope is gone. Hope is gone. Hope left. We had a conversation earlier tonight about if they lose this football game, we need to seriously talk about if this team's bowl eligible. Hell no. Hell no. No way.
First of all, I'm going to say this. Don't go to a bowl game if they become bowl eligible, because it's not worth. You can spend your money somewhere else and have a lot more fun. Do not spend your money to go watch this team of a bowl game if they end up 6-6. You can spend your holidays somewhere better than that.
Trav, let's look at this real quick, man, because I haven't done it yet tonight, really. Okay, so we got the bye week and then Ohio State, Northwestern at Purdue, Wisconsin at Minnesota, and Nebraska.
There's not a guaranteed win out of there.
No, there's not. There's not. But there are 3 more wins there. Northwestern. I don't know. I don't know which 3.
Don't say. I was gonna say.
I don't know which 3. But you're right. This 6-6 team going to the whatever bowl, the Ferrero Rocher Hazelnut Candy Bowl.
I won't spend any money on a team that allows their offense coordinator to smile at his quarterback after he throws a pick.
Yeah, did you see that? I saw a lot of people sending me texts about that. Yep. I mean, even like we saw Brian Ferentz frustrated with Spencer Petras tonight.
Yeah.
A couple different times we saw Spencer Petras come off the field and Brian Ferentz was giving it to him. So what? There's a lot of things that are really amazing to me. You know what's one of them? That I want to sit down with Alex Padilla. I want to sit down with Alex Padilla's parents. What are you doing?
I want to sit down with Lester Johnson.
How's he?
And say, you gonna bring your kid back to this?
Dude, so I was watching Adrian Martinez tonight, and I'm like, I remember when he entered the transfer portal out of Nebraska, and some people called in and said, hey, think there's any chance that Kirk Ferentz reaches out to Adrian Martinez? I said, hey, no way. There's no way. He won't make the change, first of all. And
by the way, the Iowa State game,
way too much of a gunslinger and playmaker.
And think about this: the Iowa State Kansas State game was 10-9 final. It was an entertaining ball game.
It was. Yeah. Well, I'm not knocking Iowa State. I think Iowa State fans would say the same thing. It was an entertaining ball game when Kansas State had the ball.
Yeah.
because Martinez is a playmaker, because he makes things happen. The Iowa's offensive line was not good tonight by any stretch.
No.
I've seen worse offensive lines. And you get somebody in the game that can make a play in some way or another, or you run a scheme and plays that allow for your playmakers to get the balls into their hands. None of that's happening. The reverses on second down in the red zone, get the ball inside the 5-yard line, you end up with a third or fourth and goal from the 35-yard line. 8 penalties in a game when you've got to win in the margins. You can't have these mistakes. You've got to play a really clean and disciplined game. 8 huge penalties. Don't give me any crap about the officials. Officials had nothing to do with this loss today. Nothing. Ryan, you did too. Yeah, we both had both games up.
Yep. And you're right. And there were 2, even though they're both low scoring, one was a lot more enjoyable to watch. What recruit would want to commit to this? Believe it or not, they actually have a pretty good recruiting class if you believe those stars and stuff.
Ryan, what's up, dude?
Bruce, Johnson, Breck, Padilla, May, Labus, Johnson.
I mean, I don't know about that, Chris.
I don't know about that either.
I don't know that all of them are gone, but I think that how is this conversation not going to be happening in a lot of different living rooms?
Iowa was not affected greatly by the transfer portal last year. I bet they are this year. More than they were a year ago.
They better, and you know what? Travis, they better be more active in it. I mean, you've got to bring in some offensive line help. You've got to make a change at offensive line coach. You got to make a change at offensive coordinator. One of those major things has got to happen.
You got to make a change in offensive philosophy, Ross.
And that won't happen. That's my biggest bugaboo, because again, I like Kirk Ferentz. He's done an amazing job. The offense is never going to change with him there. Never.
See, Christopher says is wrong. Tyrone Tracy and Charlie Jones. What I mean by that, you knew what I meant, right?
Yeah,
is that there wasn't this huge.
Yeah.
There wasn't a huge exodus. Jones didn't leave till June. That kind of threw everybody off. But nobody, and this is our own fault. But let me ask you this. If Tyrone Tracy and Charlie Jones were on this team, would it matter?
No.
No.
You know why? They wouldn't get him the ball. Just like they didn't get him the ball last year. It reminds me so much of when Oliver Martin signed that he was going to be a Hawkeye. And people were freaking out. Oh, my God, we got Oliver Martin. Not going to mean anything.
Does it matter? Does this locker room resent its offense hard enough? Well,
I don't think so, Stormley.
No, I don't think so either.
When you're on a team, you love your teammates. You want the best for them too. You understand that it's a struggle. Everybody out there wants to win. But man, I do think that you're looking around that locker room going, man, we're carrying all the water. This sucks. Do something for us. All right.
It's just, it is so, I mean, I thought it would have gotten better we knew it was bad, right? We knew it was bad. And you watching right now knew it was bad. But I think we're all kind of in this together, right? We're in this together as people who watch and are fans of Iowa football, Iowa athletics, that you thought, you know what? You'll give them the benefit of that. It will get a little bit better. It's not. And don't give me this, that Illinois defense is rock solid, Ross, and it's one of the best in the country. Well, no, that's not going to fly with me. It's just not going to fly. There were just so many bad plays, poor offensive line play, and all you get is the same thing. And is there a sense of urgency? The sad thing is, the first couple drives, I thought the offense looked better than it has all year. At least it looked enthused. And then it just regressed.
Petrus is up in front of the press conference right now on the television.
All right.
We'll be
Here's
on
the deal, folks. The Jethro's Barbecue Soundoff is coming up at 11 o'clock. Scheduled to go on at 11 o'clock. We need you to hang with us. We need you to go to the radio. These comments are nice.
We're going to have a fire show. We're going to have a captive audience coming home from Champaign. We're gonna have a fire show tonight.
If I'd done it over, Ross, I probably would have fired the phone up just for this one too. We could have taken some short-term phone calls.
As soon as the game ended, the phone was ringing here at WHL.
Yes.
As soon as
so here's the deal: the Jethro's barbecue sound-off is going to start around 11 o'clock. We're going to go until 1 o'clock. We're just going to open the lines up. We're all going to talk to one another. We're going to get through this. We're going to get to the. I mean, that's what we have to do, right?
Phone's ringing now.
See, there it is. All right, here's the number to write it down, 515-284-1040. It's the Jethro's Barbecue Sound-Off, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock in News Radio 1040 WHO. If you can't get it on WHO because you live out of the area, download the iHeartRadio app and search WHO. Or you can find it at whoradio.com. If you go on the app or the website right now, you're not going to hear it, okay? Because they can't, within a certain mile radius, you can hear the stuff. But if you're like 100 miles away, you're not going to hear anything. You might hear the Hannity replay. Just keep trying until you hear Soundoff come on, and that'll be right there. So he's Ross Peterson. I'm Travis Justice. We will talk to you on the Jethro's Barbecue Soundoff in about 45 minutes on News Radio 1040 WHO.